Thank you very much, and thank you for inviting me at this interesting event. So I've been already introduced. It's my pleasure for me to give you, from a different point of view, mainly the same messages that other speakers already introduced. So we can jump in the first slide. Just a very next one, please. A very brief picture of about Enel. So Enel is an electric utility. We are present in 28 countries with 60,000 employees. And as electric utility, we manage a fleet of 88 gigawatt of power installed with 63 gigawatt of renewables, with a net production of 220 terawatt hours. 69 million of end users. And one interesting point, because it is maybe can allow us to see from a different point of view what we are speaking about today, is the importance of the grid. We manage 1,800 million of kilometers of grids, and grids for sure represent in this path of electrification a key relevant enabler. So going at the next slide, please. So electrification represents a key challenge for sure for our energy sector, and that does not exist a unique solution, the holy grail, I mean, that can allow us to accelerate this process. So for sure we have to leverage on different drivers. Renewables, first of all, already mentioned it. Energy storage, that can allow us to reduce curtailment, give services to the grid, support the hosting capacity of renewables and renewable growth. Energy management solution, because they can create the bridge between integration of renewables and an effective energy system. Industrial equipment, and again, the energy infrastructure and the network development. So going to the next slide, please. Here we see, in principle, same numbers that we have seen before, but from a bit different point of view, and I want to highlight some points. So again, we are speaking about big numbers. I mean, 45% of global final energy consumption are heating and cooling. But what is interesting to see in this slide is the flexibility that we can have through the use of power to heat and test. So I mean that we are speaking, if you look different ranges of application respect to other technologies, we see that here range is very wide, and even the TRL, I mean the technology readiness level is already mature for specific ranges for sure, for other is near to maturity. So it means that we are in front of us for sure an opportunity, because there is a request, and from the other point there is a possible solution that can allow us this integration. Going to the next slide, please. So yeah, again, speaking about thermal energy storage, we have in front of us many different possible solutions in terms of technology. So I mean, we can use sand, concrete, phase change materials, but there is a unique fil rouge among all different technologies. So I mean, we are speaking about sustainable approaches. So typically long life technologies, no critical raw materials, but even safe technology. So no fair risk, limited moving parts. And again, it is even flexible in terms of size. I mean, possible application, because we are speaking from typical installation can go few kilowatt hour up to tens of megawatt hour. And I don't want to lose time explaining again that we have even many possible industries that can use this kind of technology, as has been said before. So in the next slide, we touch a bit the point in terms of the stability of the system and how tests can support. So here we see the typical duck curve. This is the KSO market example, where we see the evolution of electricity demand, minus for sure wind and solar, I mean not programmable renewables, and how this curve evolves during next year. So you see in particular that in the next year is expected that this curve will go lower, and we will see that even the gap between day and night will increase. Okay, so it means, and for sure it is due to the renewables penetration. So this can create two different effects. One, it is for sure related to the market because it creates volatility of the price, but it's maybe more important that is a technical aspect, because we will see a mismatch between oversupply and demand. And this for sure can create grid instability or grid congestion and bottlenecks, and for sure, again, the renewable curtailments. So TES, and generally speaking, storage can support this process. First of all, acting as a price arbitrage, and from the technical point of view, supplying services to the grid and mitigating this effect due to renewable penetration. So that's the reason why we started some years ago to look at TES, because we believe that for sure it's something that can play a role in this picture. In the next slide. And again, one important point is to look at how we can manage TES and energy storage system. And I touched before the point that it is a complex environment with many signals, and energy management system, in order to optimize this process and to optimize the service that those systems can give to the grids, must be managed looking at, for sure, the renewable impact, for sure looking at signals of the grids, and for sure looking at signals coming for the market, from the market. This can allow us for sure to act at a flexibility factor to the grids and to the industries, price arbitrage, and reduce curtailments, and accelerating as much as possible, because it is a big challenge, penetration of renewables. So in the next slide, and I will move to closure of my speech. As introduced, we started this path with Magaldi a couple of years ago, and during those years we looked at with a lot of interest at TES technologies, because we believe that can play a role. We started with some demo activities, but we are very interested to see and to continue this path together with Magaldi, with the project that has been mentioned before. And we will work together as innovation partner in order to validate the technologies, and for sure even to support, based on our experience, the EMS software developments. So again, thank you very much for inviting me, and I'm proud to be part of this path. Thank you very much.